Hey everybody, today I am here to talk about Maharaja starring Vijay Sethupathi and Anurag Kashyap. Now, this was actually a really fun film. Now, I'm so used to seeing Indian films which are not fun, and now before you say, oh, there's so many good Indian films, oh, look at the Malayalam film industry, I meant new, right? Maharaja just came like a few months ago, and I was really excited to look at it because I heard good things about it. Apparently, it was mixed, but I was like, it has Vijay Sethupathi, and that's the thing about Vijay Sethupathi, right? He's one of those actors where you know the movie's not going to be great, but just to see his performance, you're still gonna give the movie a shot. If you haven't seen my Merry Christmas review, you'll notice like I literally watched that movie because I was like, Vijay Sethupathi. He's reliable. I know he's gonna do something in the movie. I'm gonna go ahead and watch it. And this movie was no exception. But however, this is not one of those movies where the movie is as but Vijay Sethupathi is saving it. This is actually a good film. And Anurag Kashyap is a good actor. He was so natural in his role. It was fantastic. I don't know why he's acting. Was directing not good enough for him? I don't know. But, considering he's made some of probably the best movies ever in Bollywood, it makes sense, it was so effortless. You wouldn't think that, oh, this is a director trying to act. He's just that natural at acting, and I'm so very happy with his performance. Now, the movie itself could itself be directed by Anurag Kashyap because it has some very dark themes spread out to it. And it's great. I honestly really like this film. I think the humor was put in just the right places for you to not have a intense dark watch. I feel like the darkness and the themes was not over the top edgy for the sake of being, oh my god, look, it's so violent. And because my impression was that it's gonna be like, oh, so edgy, so violent. Oh, look, bloodshed, rape, murder. It wasn't that. To some degree, it was, but it wasn't just for the sake of being edgy and dark. Like, the storyline had a purpose to it. Now, I'm gonna already bring up my criticisms right now. The storyline is driven by a lot of coincidence and a lot of, oh my god, this seemed to happen at the same time, which I don't like. I feel like that was the weaker part of the script where a lot of things just seem to happen, which the sole intention was to kind of propel the story forwards without actually making any sense. Like, I'm gonna mention a little spoiler here, the truck accident being a complete coincidence and having no connection to any of the characters, and that being a legitimate accident was a little too on the nose of being, oh my god, what a string of bad luck. And if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about, right? Because just immediately before that, there is something else that happens. And the other thing I did not like about the movie was, I guess whoever plays the coach and the daughter, it kind of felt okay. The daughter part I get because it comes and plays a major role later on. The coach stuff, I don't know who the actress is, and I this is my fault. I really should have done my research beforehand, right? If any of you guys in the comments can tell me who played the coach, but it kind of felt unnecessary, it just kind of felt it's there, like, and all the shots as well of the daughter just in her training camp, it kind of was just like, yeah, you don't really need that, so why would you bring it up? But it's cool. I understand why. And I think that's all I didn't like about the movie. I think, okay, one more thing I didn't like. I did like the structuring of the movie. I can get why it would be a little confusing because it plays a lot with this scene is what happened in the past and this scene is what is happening right now. And it usually movies try to do that a lot and it tends to get confusing. I would say this movie is no exception. Like, there is a point where it's just done perfectly right to the point where it's like, oh, I get it, but then they kind of get into more layers of it and they do it a couple of times to the point where it's like, okay, this is too much now, right? It ends up being like too much and it's just like, okay, I didn't really want to see this so many times, right? But it's not hard to figure out. It can get a bit confusing and it can get a bit tedious to try and figure out what exactly is happening, especially because like some of the cuts, like it's very confusing. Sometimes you think you're watching something that's happening right now, but it's not. It's it's along the same vein. But criticisms aside, those are all my criticisms of the movie, which I think are very valid. I still think this is a very fun movie. It's not exactly the best movie you'll see. It's not exactly the most impactful or like the most deep messaging you'll see in a movie. Obviously not. The characters are also, I wouldn't say there's not a lot of complex characters, so to speak, which again, I'm not discrediting the movie here, right? I do think the movie I think a movie can work without having overly complex characters or like deep written characters. I'm just stating that this movie is not one of them. Like the characters are very surface level, very easy to understand. There is not a lot of gray to go into. It's very clear, and I kind of like that. Sometimes simplicity just works, and I think this is one of those examples where it being simple kind of helps rather than it not being, rather than going into the moral gray grounds. But yeah, I think it's great. I think this movie was fun. Now that I've brought the criticisms to light, when I'm reevaluating, it wasn't best movie. I would certainly had a lot of fun watching it, right? But again, when you experience a movie, enjoying it is not the same as it being a good film. So even if I do give it a low rating, I had fun watching this film. So that's where my difference comes in, right? And I mentioned this in all my other reviews as well. So if I had to give Maharaja a rating, I'm leaning more towards like a 7 or 8 range. 8 I think would be a little too good. So I'm probably going to settle for 7 or maybe a 7.5. I think that's smack dab between 7 and 8, right? I think a 7.5 out of 10 is what I would say Maharaja is. It's not the best. Even the performances, I wouldn't say are like the greatest performances ever, but I am very impressed with the performances, right? Anurag Kashyap is doing a great job, very natural. Vijay Sethupathi is forever just, he's at ease at his acting roles. He's one of those people who's just so at ease with every performance he delivers. It's incredible. I love Vijay Sethupathi as an actor, right? But yeah, in general, this is a great Tamil film. I just thought it was a good film. Would I recommend it? Yes, I would. I think it's something which can still make people excited. I hear it's the second most, it's the second most highest earning Tamil film of 2024. I think it's deserved. It definitely should be watched, and I would suggest you guys to watch it as well. But anyway, that's my thoughts on Maharaja. If you like the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.